One have more advanced tactical weapon and one have nothing. Isn't it wise that you not provoking them? If you like retaliate again against their oppression, if you kill two of them, they will kill 2,000 of yours.
If, let's say, somebody from down the street, they come with sticks and they come with a knife and they start to kill your family and they start to pull you out of your house, would you fight back?
Don't have any ability to fight them, then I will do hijrah or leave them.
Can the Palestinians do hijrah from Gaza? It's not about ability. Did you know that Israel controls who can go out and in of Gaza?
One have more advanced tactical weapon and one have nothing. So isn't it wise that you not provoking them? If you like retaliate again against their oppression, if you kill two of them, they will kill 2,000 of yours. So isn't it?
Brother Omar, let me ask you a question. Do you have family?
Yeah, of course. Alhamdulillah.
You have wife, children?
No, I am not married.
No problem. You have mother, father, you have brothers and sisters?
Yes.
If, let's say, somebody from down the street, they come with sticks and they come with a knife and they start to kill your family and they start to pull you out of your house, would you fight back?
I will fight back, but if they're more powerful, then if I don't have any ability to fight them, then I will do hijrah or leave them.
No. Let's see. You can't,
because I have responsibility.
Brother Omar.
I have to.
Okay, can the Palestinians do hijrah from Gaza?
Many of them do, and some of them they don't have ability to do it. I know that.
No. It's not about ability. Did you know that Israel controls who can go out and in of Gaza?
Yes.
So they can't actually leave. So when people describe it as a prison, they're actually explaining it as it is. Now, some people say concentration camp. I have another terminology that I describe it as. I call it a game reserve. It's a game reserve. You have high walls, you have high fences all around. And then, as Israel claims that it goes periodically into Gaza and it mows the lawn, it kills a few hundred or a few thousand people regularly on a very regular basis. This is what they call mowing the lawn, basically. So now the question I ask you is, supposing you're trapped in your house, you can't get out, because this would be a fair comparison. And then this group of people have come in and they want to kill you and you want to kill your family, and they start killing your family. Now tell me, would you fight back or you wouldn't fight back?
I don't fight back if I kill one of them and they kill my 10 of my family members.
So you would allow them to kill all of you then?
No, I have to do sabr, and make the dua to Allah.
And so you would just sit there making dua while your family's being one after the other being raped, killed, murdered. This is what you would do, would you?
You don't have military advantage over them.
Omar, let's have an
How
honest.
Can you fight? How can you fight?
Omar, let's have an honest discussion here. Let's not make things up. There is not a single person on this planet, unless they are an absolute coward and they have absolutely no vigor, no strength, no power, no credibility, no honorability, that you would not, even a woman, forget man like yourself, even a woman, even a child will try to scratch somebody hurting their mother. And the reason why they do that is because this is a natural reaction of somebody who is being oppressed. And the thing here is this: there are even, I remember one of the statements that Professor Norman Finkelstein's mother made to him. Now, Professor Norman Finkelstein, I don't know if you know him. He's a political scientist. He's a political scientist. And he comes from a Jewish family, and he's a very great advocate for the rights of the Palestinian people. This is the book that he wrote, one of his recent books. I would recommend anybody to get hold of this book, to read this book, because it will give you a lot of information about what's happening in Gaza. It's called Gaza, an inquest into its martyrdom, by Professor Norman Finkelstein. His mother and his father both were Holocaust survivors. They were both Holocaust survivors. They were both people who had fought in the ghetto, the uprising, the Imran, do you remember the name? The Warsaw Ghetto. They were both in the Warsaw Ghetto uprising. And you know, he asked his mother, why did you guys fight back? Because you knew that the Germans would not be defeated, the guards would not be defeated, the people would not be defeated. You know what his mother said to him? His mother said to him, if they're going to annihilate us, we're going to take as many of them with us that we can. This is a natural reaction. Whether you're a Jew, whether you're a Muslim, whether you're a Christian, whether you're atheist, whether you're Hindu, whether it doesn't matter who you are. This is a natural reaction. So to argue that they should simply do nothing and allow the Israelis to simply wipe them off the map completely and kill their people systematically, murder their children, and then simply do nothing, this is not an option either. So rightly or wrongly, regardless of what line of the fence you're on, you will always get people who will rise up against tyranny, even if it means that more of their people will die as a consequence. They will still rise up, because that is a legal right that is given to people, and an Islamic right that is given to people. It's both under international law, and more importantly for us, it's under Islamic law. Islam tells us that fight the oppressor, the one who comes to oppress you. You should fight, and don't fear the oppressor, fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because for the Muslim, whether you die or whether you are victorious, both are victories. Both are victories. And Allah says that you may detest something that is actually good for you. That you might detest fighting, you might detest risking your life. But you don't know that that might be good for you. That this is a test from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for you. And abiding by that principle, which is an honorable principle. Nobody regards that as a dishonorable principle. If anybody regards anything as dishonorable, it would be to become a person who just crawls on their knees for the rest of their life, allows their families and their friends to be wiped out systematically, and have the genocide being committed upon their people. This is always regarded as dishonorable. This is not an honorable way to live. This is not an honorable outcome. This is not a rational outcome. And if you apply this rule that you're talking about, just imagine if you apply the rule that you're talking about, then any country that's stronger than the other country would simply move in, and everyone would just say, okay, just do dua, just pray to Allah that Allah will save us, and let the oppressor just come in and take the whole of the land. This is not the way to live, my brother. This is not how you can live. So anyway, I think that answers your first question. I don't know if Dr. Imran wants to make any...
my point was, by provoking them, they will hurt you even more.
Yeah, but
Omar, one question I just want to ask. Omar, why does this affect you?
No,
because this is about busting your doubts. So why does this affect? Does it affect your doubt, your iman?
No.
Yeah, okay, so it's not really relevant. So what I would say is, you can't say to someone who is already being provoked when they resist that you are provoking the person that's provoking them. So you can't say to the child when it's being raped by the rapist that when they resist. 1 second, Omar. 1 second. You have to listen.
I'm sorry.
Because you sound like you want the Palestinians to just curl up and die quietly. And the problem with this is, as I was saying to you, that you're assuming that there is no oppression to start with, there is no killing and murder to start with, and then you're saying they are provoking Israel to attack. No, every single day, every single month, every single year, Palestinian children, women are killed all the time. All the time, they're held in. Uh, They're held up at checkpoints. There are nightly raids. There are IDF soldiers that will. What they do is they go enter the street level. They enter a house in the middle of the night, climb to the top, cross over to the next one, come down into the next house, go across, and they're going doing this all night. They're in shifts of 8 to 6 hours every single night, and they will wake up all the children at gunpoint. They will wake up all the women at gunpoint. They will drag everyone out of it, and they will terrorize them to make them feel like they're under control, to not let them have a moment's rest, day in, day out, arbitrary arrests, thousands of children held under administrative detention. And administrative detention means that you have there's no charge being laid against you. You're just picked up and you're put into prison. You're under military courts. That means that you're not even under civilian courts. And the military courts, they would just put these children through prison, extending every 6 months, Every time you have an Eid or a Ramadan, they attack you. This is constant killing, constant oppression, constant. And then you say, why are you provoking them? But I mean, really,
Yeah,
this is a very strange thing.
that's a very powerful point, Imran. That's a very powerful point, actually. Who's provoking who?
Absolutely. So it's not a provocation. The thing to understand is we as Muslims, we don't have a small worldview. So every single battle the Prophet before him fought, as far as I'm aware, if I'll reach at the numbers at some stage, but the Muslims were outnumbered, every single one. And some of them were hundreds of thousands versus a few thousand. Some of them were like this, particularly when it's fighting the Romans. What would you do in the face of an overwhelming force? You say, you know what, we need to just stop and not fight and curl up and die. I mean, brother, with all due respect, I think this is it's not affecting your iman anyway, but I think this is not even your approach is not reasonable.
But
By
also,
this approach, all of the Hindus in
My-
India
my-
should have left. They should have gone to another country. They should have all crossed over into Sri Lanka and stayed there when the Muslims came and they ruled them. They should have just gone, because there's no way they were going to defeat them 800 years of rule. You agree with that?
Of course not.
Okay, of course you wouldn't. I know that you wouldn't agree with that. So what was your question, brother? Next question.
no, but also, Imran.
Okay, first of all, I'm so sorry.
Omar, just one second.
I have to make clear.
Omar,
okay.
just 1 second. This is with resistance. Okay, this is
Yes.
this is with Palestinians resisting. From here, we're left with basically these little specks here, which are now being taken over. Half of Gaza, northern Gaza, is now being taken over. This has all now become Israel, and this is with fighting back. Can you imagine what it would look like if they didn't fight back? Can you imagine what would happen?
Not even a dot in there.
Sorry?
So yeah, so let's move on to our next question, please.
Okay, first of all, I have to make it clear that I also get hurt when I see those videos, and I always make dua to my brothers and sisters of Palestine. Seriously, and that was my I want to know this point. That's why I'm asking
Yes,
you.
no problem, Omar. Thank you. So we've responded to that.